with you a little document which is going to explain what's francs, where it come from, and why we had this idea to bring bring and revisit the hot dog, and now to bring it in India. Do you confirm you can see my screen now?
Yes, we can. Yes.
Okay, so a little history of the hot dog. Everybody knows the hot dog. Anywhere in the world that you can talk about it like differently, it's called doggy in Canada, perro caliente in Spain, and everywhere in the world, in chien chaud in France, but everywhere in the world, you know hot dogs. Hot dogs, it's something you've seen on the movies. It's related to New York, to America. Everybody likes hot dog. If you're a kid, if you are a grandpa, you ever eat hot dog in your life. So that's why we decided in 2019, we had this idea to take the hot dog and to bring it to France. France has a hot dog, but we wanted to change something different. We were thinking that as a burger, you can see it everywhere. You can see the hot dog in the same way. For us, the hot dog is a new burger. And this is what's happening now in France. But since the day we created France and we opened the first one in October 2020, you can see hot dogs everywhere. So we created something. The brand name is Frank's Famous Hot Dog. Why Frank's? This is the name that you use when you are in the US to talk about the sausage, the Frankfurter, because it's come from Frankfurt, and you say Franks. So we thought it was like it was interesting to call it like that, and we decided to revisit a hot dog to bring it to a next level, something a little bit more like with more quality. And we do it with a roll dog. What's a roll dog? A roll dog, you take a brioche. A brioche is very famous in France. And you use this brioche to make a hot dog. So it's very different. It's a bun with vegetable oil, and we bring many different kind of taste to create a new product. For example, if you want to try, it's not only ketchup and mustard, as you can see it everywhere. We have different kind of hot dogs, and then we'll explain you later, but we have French hot dog with pepper sauce, mustard grain, pickles of red cabbage. This is very different, and it tastes very different. When we created Frank's in 2020, in 3 years, we accomplished a lot of things already. Today, we have 17 shops who are open, 11 it's corporate restaurant, and 6 are in franchise. We opened the franchise not even a year ago, and we are going very fast because there is a lot of demand. And I will explain you later where we are going to go, but we are going to go in many countries in Europe, and now we're arriving in India. We wanted to create a strong brand with a high recognizable identity. It's blue, it's red, it's like the French flag. It's important for us because we wanted to have a lot of French mark. I don't know if the name is exact, but a lot of French image. The revenue in 2040 is going to be around 7 million euro. This year, we are going to have 15 more franchise projects. The franchise of Frank's is going to go in Switzerland, in Belgium, and in India now. We also are going to Réunion and New Caledonia. In 2023, we sold more than 1 million of hot dogs. What is a good pride for us, for me, principally because I'm the founder. In France, when you say hot dog, you think about Frank's. It's like that. Now we are the leader of the market, and we became the leader in only 3 years. Why we became this leader? for a simple reason, because we are everywhere in France, from the north, from the southwest. If you can see the map, it's growing every day. The objective is to have this year 30, almost 30 shops open, next year 42, and we are going to 100 shops in 2028. As you can see the map of the world, we are going to go everywhere in the world, and maybe later after India, we don't know where. But the next spot and the new spot is India. And this is why we are talking to you today, because we are pretty sure that there is a huge market for francs in India. India, it's a very large territory, and the concepts that I'm going to explain to you will very fit in your country. Why francs is a success? For the first thing is the concept. We choose strategic location in commercial center, high pedestrian flow. We need to have a lot of flow to sell hot dogs, because you don't sell it's not expensive to buy a hot dog, so you have to sell more to make good revenue. The contract is attractive. As you can see on the right, it's what's a kiosk look like. It's very branded. It's red. There is stripes. There is a logo everywhere. When you see a shop one time for francs, you recognize it, and you see it another time, you know it's a francs. We wanted to do like big brands are doing, with all the marketing for the bags. For example, you have the same kind of bag that Foot Locker, the brand. When you see a Foot Locker bag, you recognize it with a stripe, black and white. For us, it's blue and white stripes, and it's very recognizable. All the corners are in a standardized configuration. That means we wanted to do very simple, small, very easy to practice, and all the same. When you do always the same thing, it's very easy to develop, and you can make thousands of it, because you know how to do it, and everyone are the same. What's very important is hot dogs. When you make a hot dogs, it's easy. We wanted to make very good hot dogs, but it's still bread, sausages, sauce, and some condiment. So it's very easy to prepare. You don't need a chef. Everyone can be a chef. So when you hire people, it's very easy. In one day, you can teach all the recipes, because we don't have like many recipes. We have the recipes are turning all around the year, because you have for summer, you have recipes for winter. We change, but it's limited. That means the limited time of preparation is very, very small. In less than 2 or 3 minutes, you can have your hot dogs hot. How does it work when you are inside? In a shop, you don't need a lot of product to prepare the hot dog. You have a machine for the sausages, one for the bread, and you put the sauce on the side. And in 1 minute, you can prepare everything. You don't need to have an extraction, so it doesn't cost a lot, and you can go in very limited square footage area. This is important because you need to make just a few times. It has to be fast to do big sales volume during the peak. This is what look like a France. As you can see, we love the colors. We love the red, we love the blue, we love the white. We put the logo everywhere, francs everywhere, because it has to be a very recognizable. We have two kind of model. The small one, as you can see on the left, who can be from 15 square meter, so it's very small, and a big one from 100 to 150 square meter. It's gonna be a bigger shop. So we can go in all type of business. You can also go in airports, you can go in train station, you can go everywhere. Hot dogs fits everywhere. You can eat hot dogs all day long because you can eat one, you can eat two, you can eat at a snack, but you can eat also with a big meal. Why the concept is working and it works a lot in French and why we are leaders. We are leader because it's simple, but with solid fundamentals. We use a limited number of suppliers. It's important. So if you limit the number of suppliers, you limit the loss. That means your food cost will be always good. You know, when you make a hot dog, you take a bread. Well, as I explained already, you take a sausage. You never put two bread or two sausage. That means you control a lot of the cost. You can't miss the cost. It's not like if you sell fresh meat. If you take too much fresh meat on the order, you can have loss. In hot dogs, the shelf lives are long and you have zero or very, very few losses. We have reliable operational procedure, cost control. We have reporting every day. We are using analysis every day to know exactly how much we make money. It's important to know that. And we are also on the delivery platform. This is important. You know, when you are looking for a football game, you want to order hot dogs. You want to look like these Olympic Games that are going to be in Paris this year. We're going to sell a lot of hot dogs. So it's important for us to be everywhere. And it's a perfect product to deliver because it's easy to make. You don't need to eat it like very hot because it doesn't have to burn yourself. So the delivery is easy. Regarding traditional restaurants, what's very good in hot dogs and franks? Traditional restaurant, high cost, extraction needed. With franks, no, it fits everywhere. No extraction. You can open a franks everywhere. The only thing what's important is to have a flow. You need to have people working around you and people going through your shop. But everywhere you can go. The ramp up for a traditional restaurant, it's long. In francs, less than 6 months. For the customer, the knowledge, when you have a restaurant, you have to be your own marketing person. With francs, we have loyalty programs. We use digital tools. We are very good in technology. So to make you come and come and come and come again to francs. The cost, I explained already, no waste in France, simple project, limited supplier, and very good negotiating condition. Also, the labor cost. You don't need a chef. A chef costs a lot of money to make hot dog. You can use students. You can use, a lot of people. Duplicability, replicability. For us, it's very easy to duplicate because when you do one, it works. You can make another one because you can go to different kind of formats. And the balance point, it's very easy to reach because the basket and the average basket is high because when you sell hot dog, we sell also other things. And this is what we are going to talk exactly right now. Franks, it's not just hot dogs. It's whole day long food. So it's generous and gourmet, quality and freshness is guaranteed. The kitchen is open, so cost control and reporting efficiency. From the morning, you can have a breakfast, a coffee, pancakes. You can have donuts. We sell a lot of donuts. We have a lot of kind of coffee. We have sides like grilled cheese, tortillas, and we have the hot dog for the lunch, for the afternoon, and for the evening. As I just explained, we have a large cap of product. So it's not hot dogs. There is French fries, there is coleslaw, there is salads. We just, for the summer, we sell also salad, chicken salad because we need to have for everyone. We have some coffee, we have some milkshake, we have some sundae, and a kind of gourmet dessert, a lot of gourmet dessert. The marketing is a key of success also. As you can see, when you look at our brand, I'm pretty sure you are saying, oh, wow, it's beautiful. It's pop art, it's branded, it's stripes, it's colored. And this is exactly what we want for Franks. You see it once, you remember it. And this is a key of success. You need to be remembered. When you go to a Franks, you're having a special moment. You just want to have, it's not just to have a hot dog. It's to go with your family and have a good lunch, a good meal, and remember, it's an experience. So for us, we use marketing program, special offer, product testing all day long, and loyalty program. So the marketing is very important for us. We are also in digital marketing, as you can imagine. We're making millions of views in France, and we will do exactly the same in India. I'm pretty sure of it. We are making also some partnership with theaters, like we do Hunger Games. I don't know if you do this movie. It's, you know, this movie, it's a very known movie. We are doing a lot of marketing partnership, always the same way to be known. What are the objectives of going to the Indian market? Indian market is a huge market, but we want to go through people. It's with women and men that we are going with. That's why we are talking to you today, because we want to have the best partner to get the best brand in India. We want to be a leader in India, and we are going to do it with you. That's why we need to find a proper partner in each region. We are going to share everything we know, our values, our objective, our expertise, and our experience in management in business units. We are going to show the communication that is going to have a good financial strength. We need to have good partner for each region to have Frank's famous hot dog everywhere, but with the best person. It's important for us and it's important for you. The model is duplicable. Exactly what we did. Well, it's exactly the same we did in France. France is geographically a small country regarding India. With India, we can go very, very fast, and we can go everywhere. We are targeting central business district, shopping centers, and railway station, airport, universities. We can go everywhere there is people. And remember, everyone likes hot dogs. And I'm pretty sure 100% of the person that are here already taste hot dogs. When you were a kid, maybe if you are a grandpa, you want to bring your kids to the theater, you find hot dog station, you stop, you eat a hot dog, you go to the theater. It's easy, it's quick, and it's good. So we are focusing on the middle classes with high purchasing power. I already talking about the concept and the visual, because for me, it's the key of success. And we are good on that, and we will share everything with that. But also, we will go and bring some Indian way to Franks. It's not only France way. We are going to bring and take what's good in India and make it for Franks. Also, it's important. So we have a good concept, recognizable. I told it like many times already. And we want to bring customer to our universe to get the best experience, to have an habit. It has to be cozy. It has to be a good moment when you go to France. But we are going to adapt the recipes, some recipes, not all, to the Indian taste. It's important. We will find all the ingredients locally. We are going to make everything on site. We are going to transfer all the recipes to local manufacturers. And what's important also, all the sausage are made out of chicken or veggies. The vegetarian market is a good market, a huge market. You can have all of recipes with vegetarian sausage also. Now I'm gonna let my partners to explain the numbers a little bit more on the Indian market because they know it well better than me. So I pass the speak to Sonia.
Yeah, thank you,
Absolutely.
Benjamin, for I think briefing the presentation. It's wonderful. So if you look at the hot dog market in India, so we don't have any like national or international player in the market as of now. We have a small, tiny players basically who are operating in one city, few couple of outlets, right? So can you move to the previous slide? Yeah. So if you look at the F&B market in India, so India market size is 4.5 lakh crores. So I will translate that to into USD billion dollars. So that will help you to understand the market size. So as of now, as of 2024, this market is around $84 billion market. And by 2029, we expect this market is going to be around $125 billion. Right? If you look at the bifurcation of this market segment, 59% of this market is unorganized. Just only 40% market is organized. And this organized market includes your basically restaurants and hotels, then organized food chains, casual dining restaurants, QSR. So this is the segment basically. If you look at the QSR format after casual dining, this is the largest segment, 20%, and the growth rate in this QSR format is better than the casual dining restaurant, and this is the fastest growing segment going forward. Move next slide, please. Right. So as we talked about, this QSR market is already around 34% of 30% of the total market size. That translates to $25 billion. And in the next 5 years, we expect this market is going to be close to $40 billion. This market is growing at a 9% CAGR, that is higher than the Indian economy rate. Right. And if you look at the QSR units in India, around 110,000 units in QSR format. That is across all categories of F&B. Right? And we see a significant growth in this market. Next slide, please. Right. And these are some of the market drivers. If you look at the Indian population, it's like 1.4 billion population. And if you look at the young population, so 65% of the contribution of the young population that is up to the age of like 35. And rapid urbanization in India is again going to increase the demand for the F&B and especially for QSR format. As your urbanization goes up, your employment goes up, your per capita income goes up, and your disposable income goes up. So people spend basically more money on eating out. Next slide, please. Yeah, so some of these favoring market key drivers where basically we talk about like rising disposable income or rapid urbanization. So in India, if you look at the major cities, there are around 40 cities which account for 70% of the total consumption in India. Right. And basically changing lifestyle and food habits. So people are like they explore more opportunities, more things in terms of food habits. You know? And then basically the increasing population and large share of the young population, your increasing demand for QSR formats across the country is a very significant market dynamics. Second, last is basically consumer shift towards the quality, hygiene, and environment, because especially after COVID, people avoid to have meat or food that is on the high streets that's available fast food. You know? So people avoid that. So that's again another advantage for us, because we bring superior quality, hygiene, and better food for the consumer. Okay. Next slide, please. So I think, can we stop this, your screen share? I'll share my screen and will present the further presentation. Great. Yeah, so here is the opportunity. Okay, so we are we are looking for 15 area partners. So what we have done, we have selected top 7 metro cities plus 8 tier 1 cities. And we are looking for area developers from these cities. And their scope is, if you are looking for Delhi NCR, we are looking for a partner who can develop a network of 40 units in the next 5 years. Same scope we have for Greater Mumbai. So Greater Mumbai includes your Mumbai city, Mumbai suburban, Thane. So that's entire area considered under Greater Mumbai. We are looking for the partner for 40 units. In Bangalore, we are looking for the network of 20 units, and then Pune 15 units, Hyderabad, Chennai at the same size, and Kolkata at 12 units. And we have an associated master franchisee fee. So if somebody is looking for Greater Mumbai or Delhi, so the initial license fees for these two markets is 80 lakh rupees. And they have a 5-year rollout plan, so they need to create this network. And this is the minimum rollout. So if you look at the Delhi market itself, so Delhi has more than 70 malls and shopping complexes, right? So it has the opportunity to create 100 units, but we are looking at a minimum rollout. So there is no upper limit. If the area developer has the capability to add more units, they are most welcome to add more in their network. Bangalore, we are looking at 20 units. So Bangalore master license fee of 40 lakh rupees. Pune, Hyderabad, and Chennai, these 3 markets has 30 lakh rupees master license fee, and they have a rollout of 15 units in each market. Kolkata at 12 units, license fee is 24 lakh rupees. Goa market is available at 20 lakh rupees for 10 units. And then you look at your Chandigarh, Tri-City, Lucknow, and Ahmedabad. So these 3 cities each at 16 lakh rupees your license fee and a rollout of 8 units. Surat, Indore, Jaipur, and Kochi for 5 units, it's a 10 lakh rupees the license fee. And we have the associated rollout. So for 5 units, my franchisee has to complete the 5 units in 2 years of maximum time, but they can add more in the subsequent years. Similarly, for 8 units, we have a target, and so for like 15 units and 40 units. So that is the rollout plan for the area developer partners from these cities. So we have 2 categories again. I'll repeat: metro cities, and then we have tier 1 and tier 2 cities.
So, Ashokji, I want to add one thing. Guys, this is a master franchisee proposal. If someone want to take the territorial rights, so being a franchise India, we have to support you. So the area developer have to open a 2 cell phone units. And why it is more important? Because they have to also understand how you want to work. But whatever the support is required in terms of the location, in terms of the supply chain, in terms of the hiring and the training, in terms of the fit out part, that is taken care by us. So this is the number which we are planning. And in next 5 years, we have some target we have to open together. The first store they have to open immediately. The next store we can plan in some time, in 9 to 12 months time, where we can plan. And when someone is taking as an area developer, or they are taking as a master right, so the franchisee fees for that particular store is not applicable. And for an area developer or a master rights, we have a 10-year is the agreement rate. So if someone wants to take, I want to take as a Delhi NCR. So they will become my partner for a 10 years. In next 10 years, we will target to open a 40 units, and the first unit they have to open. But whatever the other thing is required for the lead generation, for the franchisee expansion, from the franchisee support point of view, the Franchise India team, the Franchise India group is always available. Over to you, Ashok.
Yeah, absolutely, Rahul. And basically, Franchise India will also support you in terms of creating your first franchise network and you can utilize Franchise India platforms or events. So you will get a chance to represent in our events and to scale your network. Right. As Rahul said correctly, like for the first 2 units, company is giving you a discount. They are not charging any franchisee fee. Right, and so that's a discounted fee, and some of the more economics we will talk in the next slide. Okay. So first we will look at the unit economics, then we will talk about the area developer. So what we have done here, we have taken samples for a metro city and tier 1 city. So if you are looking for one unit, you require a minimum area of 300 square feet. Your total investment, including franchisee fee, is 20 lakh rupees, and plus and then basically your 5 lakh fees is only the 5 lakh rupees. That's a sub component of your total investment. Okay, so 15 lakh rupees is the capex, 5 lakh rupees is the franchisee fee. If you talk about the royalty, so there's a fixed royalty model. So 25,000 rupees per month is the fixed royalty, or 6% of the revenue shares. Whichever is higher, franchisee has to share that. If you look at the return on investment, is going to be more than 100%. Your payback period is only 8 months. So within 8 months, you recover your 20 lakh rupees here.
So guys,
Yes, Rahul.
So basically, Ashok sir wants to say if someone want to have a space of 300 and 250 to 300 square feet, so how your investment will be break? The first and the most important is the franchisee fees, which will be getting for a 5 year. Every 5 year is a renewal of an agreement. Then there is a second component is called as a design and the training. And there is a third component is called as the fit out and the kitchen equipment along with the initial inventory. If someone would say, okay, I want to start a famous Frank hot dog, can I start in 250 to 300 square feet? We can say yes. Their investment will be coming 20 lakh rupees and the investment will be coming in 45 days. But the store is like, because we are also supporting in the operation activity, and that is most important in F&B business. When someone is taking as a royalty, so what is the use of that royalty? So we are taking a royalty depending upon the city. If the store is present in metro city, we are taking a 6% on the monthly sale. Here 25,000 rupees, whichever is higher. If the store is present in tier 1 and tier 2 city, as like the master franchisee will start from 20, 24 lakh rupees or 10 lakh, there we will charge a royalty of 15,000 rupees or a 6%, whichever is higher. And in terms of an contract period, we have a 5 year is the contract period. Every 5 year is a renewal of an agreement. So,
yeah. So similarly for your tier 1 or tier 2 city, we expect a slightly lower sales, but your cost of occupancy is also comes down, right? But even in tier 1 or tier 2 city, we expect that my franchisee can break even in 11 months. Here, your fixed royalty is 15,000 rupees or 6% of the revenue share, whichever is higher, right? Now, for tier 1, for metro cities and tier 1, what we have done, so we have taken 2 sample models for area developer. So let's talk about if you take like Delhi or Mumbai as a area license. So there, your scope is you have to set up 2 units minimum, and you can add more. That's upon area developer. His initial investment to set up 2 outlets is going to be 30 lakh rupees, and he has to pay 80 lakh rupees franchisee fee. And revenue share, so whatever the royalty that we are charging from some franchise units, there's a 50-50% split. So 50% of that will go to the area developer and 50% will go to the brand. Now we'll talk about the franchisee fee share. So 70% of the franchisee fee, that is 5 lakh rupees that area developer charges from sub-franchise unit, he is going to keep 70% of that, and he will transfer 30% of the sub-franchisee fee to the brand. So if you look at here, your license fee is 80 lakh rupees. And if you appoint like 20 partners, you are going to make almost 70 lakh rupees franchisee fee. So just creating a network of 20 or 22 units, you will recover your entire license fee, and you will gain basically for the next 18-20 units a significant amount, that is the 70%. So beyond 40, there is a 50-50% share in the franchisee fee. Okay, so we expect our franchisee area license partner, he will recover his entire investment of 1.1 CR that's here in 18 months. And agreement period is going to be 5 + 5 years. If you look at my tier 1 or even the tier 2 cities, here investment is much lower. Right? So this is, we have considered just only the for sample purpose. Here is also he makes his break even is 17 months. Right? So I think with this I will end the presentation, and I will request Sonia ma'am to take it forward.
Great. Thank you so much, Ashok. Thank you, friends. I'll request all of you to write any questions that you have. Please also mention the city of your interest. Now, very quickly, I'll recap also the opportunity and explain the model. And before that, I'll also take this platform to invite everybody who's listening us. In fact, we have Benjamin. We also have Febris who are coming to Delhi, in fact, India, the coming week. There's a very big franchise expo which is taking place on 18th and 19th of this month. This is the world's largest franchise expo that is organized by Franchise India. We have more than 700 companies coming in, and maybe you have an opportunity to meet in person and discuss the model at length. So if you need more information, please reach out. I've left our hotline number and also our website to get more information on. Now, quickly, if I have to talk on the model, first and foremost, location is of the prime and most, I would say, imperative. We need to look at locations like Benjamin said. We need to have locations which are high footfall areas, mall locations, ideally in the atrium, similar to what is taken by a lot of coffee shops, cafes. And also the best part of this business is this is a dry format. So you don't need a wet kitchen like in case of cafes. They can operate in the atrium and on the ground floor because they don't need a wet kitchen. It works very well with a dry area. Travel locations do work very well. And also one of their locations, which is in Paris, which also happens to be one of the most busiest railway stations in the world. They have a outlet which is just outside, and they have an amazing throughput. So strategic location is the key in this category. The second point, which I also want to make, the model is idiot proof. It is not cumbersome. It is easy to run and operate. You don't have to have a skilled or a manpower or a chef or a labor which is required to make the product. A lot of automation which has been built to make the systems and processes robust. The dispensing is very quick, right? So similar to what the burger chains, McDonald's would do, where the preparation time in case of hot dogs is few minutes, your order is ready. So especially when you have high footfall locations like travel locations, mall locations, university areas where people come at a certain time, you need to have a business model which has per hour high dispensing capacity, right? So if the capacity of dispensing is higher, you don't want your customers to wait, right? So otherwise you lose the business. Now, when we talk about a business like this, typically a restaurant cost is split into two when you put up the setup cost. One is your initial capex that goes in, the other is the working capital. And with respect to the initial setup cost, you have a cost to put up the kiosk, that is one component. Then there's a cost of putting the equipment, which is second component. And third is largely the franchise fee. So there are largely these three components, which together makes your initial setup cost. And then comes your working capital, which can include your initial launch and inventory that needs to be put. And especially if you're at a location like malls, even your initial launch expense also comes down because these locations has a natural footfall, which is driven by these malls. And we need to be in the leading malls of the country. It would not be just any mall where Franks would be launched. So if Pune has the top 3 malls, that's where we want to be in. Right. The second is the operating expense, which is largely the cost of food. In case of Franks, it would be about 30% of the cost, which also includes the cost of disposables. So you don't have to have a separate cutlery, crockery, which is required. It would all be disposable. So 30% of the food cost includes disposable as well. The second is occupancy cost, which ideally would be about 20% of your entire revenue. Third is your salary cost, the manpower cost, which should be in the tune of about 8% odd. And then comes your royalty, which is about 6%. And then you have electricity, water, which is utility, which is about 8 to 10%. So with this all costs put together, it translates to almost about 70 odd percent, 70 to 75 odd percent. Now, in a business like this, because I'm talking about some of the leading malls, you must also understand, because if you're there in some of the great locations, your throughput would also be higher. And a business like this, your idle throughput or rent to ratio should ideally be 4 to 5x. So which means that if you have a rent of, say, example, 1 lakh, your location, if it does anything between 4.5 to 5 lakhs revenue, you're profitable. If your revenue, your rental is about 2 lakhs, then your sales should ideally be about 10 lakhs of the monthly sales. So the model that we're launching, we're open for both unit franchisees as well as area franchisees, but our preference is to bring in a bigger partner who develops his territory, own and operate at least one outlet of his own. While becoming an area developer, you get an opportunity to do a minimum of up to 2 locations yourself, but a minimum of 1 is supposed to be done by you, because that location would serve as a pilot and would also be used for any kind of training for your sub-franchisees in the locations. So initially only 15 cities that we have selected, and these are not larger territories because we feel these cities have the highest potential to penetrate. The demand is highest. Any locations outside these 15 currently are not something that we would like to explore at this point in time. Now, how we see the rollout which has been created, the rollout for each territory has been created by putting a minimum rollout potential. Please understand, this is not the highest what that city can contain. For example, Delhi NCR alone can take maybe about 100 odd locations in a span of 5 years. We have put a minimum rollout potential of 40. So which means that sometimes people ask if this is the only rollout that needs to be achieved. This is the minimum rollout. A franchise partner, area developer partner can open more than that, depending on the potential of each region. Now, the investment for a unit franchisee is about 18 to 20 lakhs, where 5 lakhs is your equipment, your franchise fees cost, 8 lakhs is your equipment cost, 7 lakhs would be approximately your fabrication cost. And addition to that, you would also need a working capital, which is about 3 odd lakhs, which you need towards initial inventory. So this is the entire outlay for a kiosk to be put. Right now, when it comes to area developer, how we have calculated the price of a territory is we have taken a fee of 2 lakh rupees and we have multiplied that by a minimum potential of, say, 40 or 5 in that location. And that's how the territory fee has been calculated. Now, the area developer has the following streams when it comes to his income. The first stream is the fee of franchise fees, right? So in our case, the franchise fees is 3.5 lakhs, which goes to the franchise partner, which means that out of 5 lakhs we take as a franchise, 70% is the fee which goes to the area developer. So which means about 3.5 lakhs. And the second is an ongoing fee. So this fee is 50% of the royalty. So whatever royalties are collected from a unit, 50% is taken by the master and about 50% is retained by the area developer. Now, just to give you some calculation, maybe if I take a Delhi as a territory, if you're talking about, say, 40 odd locations, and let me assume that 39 locations, and most importantly, this fee also includes your own 2 outlets that you would run and operate. Now, assuming that you open 1 outlet and 39 are franchised, there's a fee of 1 crore 95 lakhs that actually becomes the franchise fees in total, and 70% of that is 1.36 crore, that goes to the area developer, right? So that becomes your one component, and the second is a recurring royalty, which a partner gets over a period of 5 years, which is a tenure of running and operating a single unit. So this is how the overall model would work. In fact, I think I did see a question on, the vendors. So we have our vendors in India who've been contracted with the entire supply chain based on the specifications, guidelines given by Franks. And we have a separate operations team, which is headquartered in New Delhi, that would take care of the entire project, operation, support, and launch, obviously under the guidelines and leadership of Mr. Benjamin and Mr. Silvan. Friends, can I request you, if you have any question, please write Mr. Shamsi. If you want to write Mr. Shamsu Kumar, sorry, if you want to write, please use the Q&A box. I'll be happy to take up your question. And let me see if there's something that we want to cover. So we have these all vendors which are contracted, which are vendors which are supplying to all the leading global international chains in the country. Great. So So I have a question, Riteshi, if you can also mention, friends, I see your questions. If you can also mention your city of interest would really be helpful. Let me read out these questions. I think I've tried to capture all the important elements. So the question which I see is, how will area developer payback happen? Riteshi, I think I've explained that. So the area developer would have, like I mentioned, one income coming from the sales of units under him. And the other would obviously be his own outlet that would take about 1.5 years to get his investment or the return on the investment back. So the return on the investment is calculated for area under two structures. One is for your own outlets which are operating, which will take the same course like any unit franchisee would take. And the other is your speed of acquiring the network, right? So while we have put the minimum benchmark for each year for every area developer to do it, but higher your speed of acquiring your unit franchisee, sooner would be your return on the investment on the fee that you would pay. Now, having said that, Franchise India is also a partner with Frank. So it is not a promotion that we are doing here. Franchise India has taken the master franchise rights for Franks in Indian territory because we feel the potential is immense. Now, when any company becomes a partner with Franchise India, especially when we take the master franchisee, which also means that all the monthly smaller events that I do across the country, which are close to about 15 smaller events which I do every month, apart from the larger exhibitions that we do, including the show in Delhi. So in a year, this would be almost about 200 such micro events where Franks would participate through our teams, through the area franchisee, and any leads which are coming from these territories would be given to our area franchisee along with the support of our teams. So all these 15 cities, I have a leader who's leading these regions who will also be working with the area developer to open these units under them. Wonderful. So, guys, we are open for the locations. Is there any distance metrics in between two units franchise stores? So, Devendraji, while I would answer that into two bits. So why we would be conscious in terms of what locations we would select. Like I said, we need to be in the high footfall locations. We would not be considering any high streets, preferably in the malls if you want to consider. For example, even if a Pune city has maybe two great malls in a neighborhood which is just about 3 kilometers, I would still open in these two locations. So the opportunity would be the criteria. How much potential that location would give would be our criteria of looking at. But at the same time, we would ensure that we don't cannibalize the business. I hope that answers, and we would be happy to speak to you in case you need more details. Okay, given the product is suitable for stations, crowded markets. Yes, Akashi, this is suitable. And we would need about minimum of 300 square feet. But if I have a great location and maybe a little bit of tweaking on the size that needs to be done, we'll be happy to do that. And these are portable structures, right? So these are not structures we cannot move. So like cafes that you see in the malls, these would be structures like that. Great. Benjamin, there's a question on the sauces. Would you want to answer? Are there specific sauces that we use to bring in the flavor? Maybe if you want to take that question up.
Actually, we are going to bring all the recipes in India and manufacture the exact recipes that we have in France. But in India, we're gonna test everything. We want to bring everything that we have to India and manufacture it in India. It's gonna be much easier and less. The cost to bring it from France to India is gonna be too high, and it's not interesting. But the taste will be the same. And as in France, that's true that we like sauce. It's important for us. And we will bring all the recipes and all the R&D in India and manufacture everything in India.
Great.
But it's going to taste exactly the same.
Exactly the same. And as we all know, all these today, the supply chain is consolidated. All the global companies from McDonald's to Burger King, they are, vendors that we have in India who are able to create these sauces and products based on the taste, which is very unique to that particular brand. And like I mentioned, we have a team which is taking care of the entire operations, the entire supply chain, and would follow the exact recipes and duplicate all the recipes back in India. So wonderful, Benjamin, for having you with us today. And friends, we would leave our details in the chat box. You can reach out to us. And before we close, I'll request Benjamin, if you want to share maybe a last message with everybody who's listening to you, and then I'll request Fabrice, you also for your final word.
Actually, it was really nice to be with you today. Thanks a lot for inviting us. I hope you like the explanation that I give. I'm very excited to come in India next week for the fair. So I hope everyone can come and we can exchange together and discuss all together. I'm convinced, totally convinced that they're gonna have a lot of Frank's famous hot dog in India, and it's gonna be a huge market and our biggest market. I'm pretty sure of it, because everything will be made with Franchise India. We choose you as a partner because you are the best, and I'm pretty sure that all together with the area developer, with you, with us, we're gonna make something big.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Benjamin. Fabrice, you want to go next?
Yeah, I totally agree with what Benjamin just said. We're pretty convinced that the Indian market is going to be big for us. And I would like to present, give you a big thank to Franchise India teams for allowing us first to organize this webinar, of course, and for allowing us to share our passion for hot dogs and maybe build together a very bright future for us in India. And we hope seeing many of you guys next week in India, in Delhi, for the fair.
Look forward to, and I welcome you to India. And friends, we would also look forward to receiving any inquiries. If you want to meet in person, please reach out to us. And I also second and echo your thoughts. We are equally, or I would say more excited to bring this opportunity to the country. And look forward to roaring success through our teams, through our distribution, which is spread in 97 cities in the country, through the network that we have, to the marketing capabilities we have. I'm sure this is going to be one of the biggest successes for us equally in this year, which is 2024 and 25. Thank you once again, Benjamin. Thank you, Fabrice, for being with us. Neha, can I please request you to take over now?
Sure, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you so much, all the participants and the panelists, for joining us for this business opportunity. I am sharing a link with all of you as we are coming up again at 3 p.m. today itself to share one more business opportunity for all of you. It is UK's famous pizza brand, and we are going to share business opportunity into Indian market with the Real Pizza Company today at 3 p.m. Please click on the registration link I have shared into the chat window and register yourself in advance and join us at sharp 3 p.m. Thank you so much one more time. I hope that you will have a wonderful day ahead. Thank you, everyone.